Getting you the first pictures right here on Times Now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Kargil. The first pictures being shared with our viewers. That is the Festival of Lights as Diwali is being celebrated, and Prime Minister has made it a norm, a tradition thereafter that he continues to follow ever since he came to power in 2014. Every year he celebrates the Festival of Lights with our Jawans at the borders. Today the Prime Minister, we are told, is in Kargil as the first pictures are now being shared with our viewers. Pradeep Datta is with us here on the broadcast. Pradeep, first pictures that we are playing of the Prime Minister in Kargil as he will be celebrating with our Jawans the Festival of Lights.
All right, we'll try to rope in and Pradeep back on this, but these are the first visuals that we are tracking. Well, as the nation celebrates Diwali, our Jawans are securing the borders away from the family, and with Prime Minister's presence there sends out a strong message that we stand by them every now and then. They are not alone, and perhaps this has been a tradition to spend Diwali with the troops, wherein Prime Minister Modi has once again landed, and this time it's Kargil, wherein he is going to celebrate Diwali with our Jawans at the border. Remember last year it was Naushera, wherein Prime Minister celebrated Diwali with the troops in that sector. Let me rope in and Pradeep Datta back with the phone line. Pradeep, of course, we are tracking the first image of Prime Minister reaching Kargil, wherein he is going to celebrate Diwali today with our Jawans.
Yes, Prime Minister is keeping with the tradition of celebrating Diwali. He started this process in 2014. Since he took over charge of Prime Minister, and we have seen that every year he celebrates Diwali on the frontiers of the country. Last year he had been to Naushera, and this time he is celebrating it with the Jawans in Kargil. And this Kargil has got a historic significance. We know that how 23 years back our Jawans fought valiantly, and they were able to take out all those Pakistani soldiers who were entrenched inside those bunkers because they had treacherously occupied those spaces, and they took bullets on their body. They climbed those heights. They were able to finally take them out, and then the tricolor was fluttering. So this time Prime Minister decided to celebrate occasion with them. You yourself can understand how important it becomes for the soldiers who are away from their families hundreds of miles, and they are guarding the frontiers of the country. And when Prime Minister visits and celebrates Diwali with them, it's definitely not only going to boost their morale, and also it's going to send a message loud and clear that you are not alone. The whole country stands with you. While you are there for the country like a rock, and we here for you. And that's what actually the message the Prime Minister has given, because we saw that first year on 2014 he celebrated Diwali in Kashmir Valley. Last year he was in Naushera sector. Before that he had gone to Longowala area along the international border in line of control, where Major Chandpuri along with a handful of people, they had fought a battle against the Pakistani soldiers, and they were able to hit them hard where it hurt the most. And here this time he decided, because this year is the 23rd year of the Vijay Divas, and 23 years back in 1999, we saw that how our soldiers, the moment they came to know about the presence of the Pakistani soldiers entrenched inside those bunkers,
because the Prime Minister has not missed this festival to celebrate it with our Jawans. Maruf Raza is also with us. Maruf, happy Diwali. As far as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is concerned, he is keeping up with the tradition of meeting and being with the Jawans to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Maruf?
All right, we'll try to sort the connection out. But Pradeep, as we were just discussing, this has been a tradition that Prime Minister has been celebrating Diwali with our Jawans since the time he came in power. But how different it is going to be this time, especially when he is in Kargil?
Well, the importance of Kargil cannot be ruled out, because it's more than 20 years since we pushed back the Pakistani intruders. But what is more important is that the Prime Minister taking the time out on a special day like this to be with the troops on the front line, to basically say to the country that these people should not be forgotten, they matter, and they are sacrificing their youth and their holidays to ensure that the rest of India lives safe and enjoys the festival of Diwali, because India is safe and secure. So I think the message is a larger message than just interacting with the troops. The message is to the country that these people make contributions. Our soldiers are always there 24/7. And quite frankly, neither China nor Pakistan can be ruled out from doing mischief. More so with the new regime of President Xi Jinping coming in for the third tenure. One of the areas that he's going to focus a lot on is militarization and the improvement of the capabilities of the Chinese Armed Forces, the PLA, and that is something we remain alert to. Kargil, interestingly, is more or less at a junction point where on one side, if you move a little further towards Leh, you come into the front line with the Chinese, and at Kargil, and you move west of Kargil all along the LAC and the LOC, you are on a front line with the Pakistanis. Their ambitions are not going to change, and we should rule it out.
Absolutely, because Maru, from Siachen in 2014 to Kargil in 2022, it's been a long journey as far as Prime Minister celebrating the Festival of Lights with the Jawans. But the message is much bigger in that. You know, when it comes to being with the Jawans, boosting their morale, but also giving out a larger message as far as the Prime Minister's presence in border areas is concerned.
See, the Prime Minister has taken some very constructive steps to ensure that India is better prepared for the future. Atmanirbhar Bharat is part of that. Ensuring that our armed forces are provided and equipped with the best that India can provide has been something that we must give credit to this government for taking steps in the direction. In the past, we have always reacted in a crucial and an emergency way, wherein we have only responded when threat has stood in front of us. Kargil, I may remind the viewers, was a time when it was a wake-up call for India, that we were short of ammunition, we were short of the right equipment, we were short of our assessment of what Pakistan could do. The message is now very clear that our assessment has come to find its basis on the fact that we cannot trust the Pakistanis and the Chinese, whatever their assertions, because their intentions are to get the better of India. And therefore, the Prime Minister has been pushing for better and better equipment. The recent launch of the light combat helicopter.
Maru, just interrupting you, apologies for that, but also, of course, to talk about 23 years of the commemoration that has been done of the Kargil Vijay Divas, and this time around, the Prime Minister is in Kargil. We'll be getting more pictures of him as and when he interacts with our Jawans. We'll be back after a short break. You're watching Times Now.